Segment of Hawk Talk. We have with us head women's coach Mark Graupe. Coach Graupe, you are returning off the road as the men, 4 games on the road, some quality opponents. I believe you had 2 Division II NCAA teams that you played, and you had 2 Frontier Conference opponents that you played in these last 4 games. Talk to us a little bit about those 4 games and the things that you saw in your team when you're on the road playing those. We know it's always difficult to play, but what things you saw in your team you liked, and what things you think you need to take from it to move forward?
Well, we're starting to play some teams, a second time already, and early in the season, probably the people that came out to our game saw us play Minot State, and they took it to us pretty good, almost a 30-point loss. But now we go up there, we've got a few games under our belt, because again, we are extremely inexperienced and young, and now that the gals got some games under their belt, we go up to Minot, and for 36 of the 40 minutes, we were really competitive. It was a 13-2 run that spelled our demise there, where we ended up losing at Minot State on the road by 8. So, I thought, we went from a 30-point loss at home to an 8-point loss on the road, and so I thought I saw a lot of progress being made. And if you take away that 4-minute span, we probably play even or outplay them. So, and then we go on the road on the Frontier Conference, very tough place, and Montana Tech again also early in the season beat us by about 30. And we tried something a little different defensively. We pulled out that good old junk stuff. And I thought our gals did a fantastic job running it. And it was a 7-point loss, but my assistant coach, Kylie Bittner, kept track. And we missed 12 layups in that game. We're right there, bunnies. And we make those, it's a different story. And we maybe even pull out the win there. So, again, very encouraging to go from a blowout earlier at home to a game where we're in right to the buzzer. And then finally, last Saturday, we're at Carroll College. Now, Carroll College is getting votes in the national poll, so they're honorable mention, NAIA Division I, and a really nice team inside and out. And we jump out to a 16-point lead in the first half. So as good of a start as I've had since I've been here. I mean, we were on fire and defending, and then it got tight, and it was tight throughout. Now, people might look at the final score and it's a 9-point loss, but that was the biggest score of the game. Matter of fact, with a minute and a half to go in the game, it's a 4-point game. So, again, encouraging, but what really hurt us in that game was the rebounding aspect. We really got hurt. We watched film, yesterday, and, we just kept replaying, showing them how many offensive boards, and that might be an Achilles heel all year, and we're trying like the dickens to take care of that. With playing 4 guards, we might, have trouble boarding. And so we're trying to emphasize to them, you've got to hit your girl a long ways from the rim and keep her away from the rim. And we're still not there yet. So it's something we're constantly working on. Again, last night in practice, it's just something we have to take care of, because if we want to beat a good team like Carroll College, I think we beat them if we do the job on the defensive board. So, overall, though, we're making some nice strides. And again, it's young gals that have hardly ever played college basketball before. Now they're playing, like an Ashley Bentz, didn't score the first game of the year. Now she has 22 against Carroll, a local product from Grant County. And we see some strides making.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question, Coach. I was gonna ask you, what specific things have you seen the girls grasp? And I know that we've talked about this, Coach Wetzel, that we break season down into portions and stuff. We have your preseason, and you have your conference play, and then your tournament play and all that. But what things have you seen that the girls have grasped? And we talk about the number of young freshmen, inexperienced players on your team. What's the one thing you've seen them grasp as we've moved forward? And obviously we're seeing a lot of improvement with it, and I think they're going to where we're going to have an opportunity to be a very competitive team against the conference. But again, I'll go back to what specific things have you seen that these girls have progressed in?
Well, we threw in a whole new offensive concept with the 4 guards and 1 post, and the post at the high post. We didn't have much in early on, and so now that we've been able to throw more stuff in, we're still not throwing a lot at them, but we've got more stuff in, and we're trying to do the few things that we do well, and they're getting a better grasp of it. And so, early on we were 40 points a game, 40 points. Now we're up to 60. We're in the low 60s, and so, that's coming. And then we've tried to throw in a little zone defense, and stuff like that, so we can mix it up. But early on, we just had man defense, and that's still what we'd like to be able to play is man defense. But just because of our size, when two teams have posts, they posted the other gal against a guard, and we've been hurt by that. So sometimes we do have to rely on the zone. But again, I think offensively we're starting to come along, and like you said, that it's freshmen and sophomores that's the crux of this team, and they have never played college basketball before. So now they're getting some good experience, and I just like the way they're progressing. And I hope the fans out there, maybe they're a little frustrated watching early that how come this or that. But again, the nice part about it is if you come to every home game, you get to watch a group grow. And I think that's really a neat experience too, that, from day one, look how much they've progressed. And I've been able to see that, and that's satisfying as a coach to see. And I hope our fans can maybe see that as well, that, boy, they're coming along just fine. And
yeah, well, one of the things that we all know in the athletic world, and it's a cliche that, especially with some of these seasons that have long season, it's more of a marathon than it is a sprint, and it's a long process. So,
and we knew these first 11, every single one's a challenge, whether it's Frontier, Division II, and even UND coming up Division I, which is in the national tournament. We knew the first 11, all. But the encouraging thing is the last three, we had a chance in all three of them, all three on the road against very quality opponents, and so that's very encouraging.
Yeah, good. Well, speaking of that excitement, now we come up to the Milanovic tournament here over the Thanksgiving break, a long-standing tradition here at Dickinson State with the Sam Milanovic Classic, and we have quality teams coming in again. I know you're excited to play at home, but by no means do we have any easy opportunities or any cupcakes coming in here. Talk to us a little bit about the teams coming in that will play in Western Montana and Rocky Mountain College.
Well, we played both these teams the first two games of the year, and we faced Rocky first, and that was ugly. You could tell it was the first time for these girls playing college basketball. But Montana Western dealt us our worst loss of the season by 34. They beat us 72-38. So I think our gals are looking forward to that, just to show that, we're not 34 points. And I said the other teams, Montana Tech and Minot, beat us by 30 earlier on. So, and we came back. So I think we're going to make it a pretty nice ball game on Friday. It's Montana Western, and then Rocky will be on Saturday. So, two teams that we've lost to before, but again, we're just a much better team now, and they are. Montana Western is really good. I said they got us by 34, and I come out there so impressed by that group. But hopefully our gals will show their improvement, show the fans that, hey, they've made strides. And then we're bringing in a fourth team. Jamestown is rated in the nation, in NAIA Division II. And so all four of those women games, I think, are going to be great basketball to watch. So the women's games are at 1 and 5 and on both days. And I think that the people that come out are going to see some great basketball this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. I think one of the things that we've taken a little pride here in our Milanovic Classic is we've tried to bring quality opponents in, not only for development of our teams, but for our opportunity for our fans to be able to see quality basketball, and I think this year is no different than normal. So again, we'll remind you that the Blue Hawk women play at 5 o'clock prior to the Blue Hawk men on both Friday and Saturday. The games lead up to the 1 o'clock women's game and a 3 o'clock men's game. So we invite you all out with that and the opportunity to see DSU men and women play. And with that, Coach, we're excited to see you here for Thanksgiving. I know it's good to be back for a little bit before you go on the road again. So we want to wish you good luck and a happy Thanksgiving.
And again, I hope we have a nice turnout on Friday, Saturday, because it's going to be fun.